Dred. We over here, Nice World. We about to go do an exclusive interview. Let's get it popping. Still got a mascot.
Social programming.
I know, right?
All right, so we are back. Special episode here, episode 260. We're on location. We outside. They try to say that that Friday don't go outside. He's scared to go outside. Even though, like, I don't know how the fuck I get to my office all day. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I teleport there or something shit. But anyway, special guest over here today. And in a special location. Okay, I've been watching what these mans have been doing here online and seeing different people popping up with their clothing, including ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And I always love to support Black businesses, entrepreneurs, Toronto entrepreneurs, right? So with no further ado, we have the gentleman from Nise Clothing in the motherfucking building.
What's up?
And introduce yourselves for the people who don't know you, for our audience out here.
Brandon. Mike. Some know me as Clips.
Okay. Yeah, you know, the thing is, when it comes to our culture, a lot of people will be like, yo, nice, right? But, okay, moving forward during this conversation that we're having here, Brandon and Clips, you want me to put address you all as?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, dope. Okay, so we're just coming off the end of a pandemic right now, okay? Like, well, I guess we are, right? We're kind of still in it. But the world is open back up. They got rid of the mask mandates as of like in the stores and different things like that. But during the last 2 years, can you give us like the audience an idea of like what y'all have been going through as business owners?
It's crazy. There's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of up and down, on and off. Yeah, so just, we really had to get to our grit and grind. It was a good opportunity for us and a lot of peers and friends that are in business to reevaluate how they're doing business and look at other opportunities, other revenue streams, and even just tightening up what they're already doing. So that gave us a chance to do that, and yeah, it's working.
Did you guys remain open during the whole time through?
Pretty much, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Give me some of the times where it's like, because you guys remained all the way through. But I know there was a couple of times where you're like, fam, you want to just maybe just fucking pack this shit up? Like, give me a couple of those times, and what did you guys do to like keep going through that? Or what do you guys tell yourselves?
To be honest, we've been at this grind for a while, so we kind of built the thick skin for tough times. And we, with the blessings of the community and the people we have around us, a lot of our niche client base, we were decent,
Yeah.
Troubles more came, I would say, when we had to move here and we did rental. So we moved locations in between during the pandemic.
Right.
We had a spot on Queen, Parkdale. And then now we're up here, not too far, but now we're on Bloor Street, 982 Bloor Street, for those who don't know, Bloor Street West. And we had to do rental top to bottom. So there were times during that where we're spending money and we're not open and we're, constantly bleeding. Blood, sweat, and tears, literally. And, but we got through that, and people have been supporting ever since. And,
So even like just like to give us an idea as like some of the different things that business owners goes through, right? Y'all moved during the pandemic time.
Yeah.
Like, why was that move made? Like, yeah, first of all, why was that move made? Was it pandemic related?
Let's just say we're very big on not being in a circumstance that doesn't really fit what the mold of what our business is trying to push forward. And where we were, there was just a lot of,
let's just say, circumstances changed.
Yeah.
And it changed suddenly. So like we had to make a decision whether to make that move or not. And there were a couple months where we didn't have a store. We were I want to say like 3-4 months. And then we got this place, I want to say last May, so about almost a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were lucky.
What made you guys want to start a clothing line and then expand into having a store?
That's a
It's
big
a layered question. It's layered.
It's a layered question because like
So
it's not easy to do it, fam. So like to have to take on the undertaking of I'm gonna fucking or we're gonna be the ones who fucking do this shit and then make your own brand rather than just have a store that just has a whole bunch of other people's stuff. There's got to be a reason. You know what I'm saying?
So we had a brand for a while. Why we initially started it was for many creative reasons. We were really young. We had a lot of aspirations. We had a pretty strong network at a young age, and we were just like, no one could tell us we can't do stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, later on in life, it kind of was a chip. You know, you have a brand for so long, there's high expectations, and I would say we had mini hiatuses in between having a brand, learning what it was. You know, we were babies when we started. Yeah. 2019, I would say, we took the brand to the next level. We actually went in a business program and we had an opportunity to spend a few months really honing in on like the values of our business and what it is that we want to present. Good. And that was when we said, you know, within a 3 to 5 year plan, we plan to have a store. And what ended up happening is I think 3 months after the program or 2 or 3 months after we started, maybe a little longer, about 3 months, we got an opportunity to do a pop-up shop at Stacked Market.
After it ended.
Yeah, about 2-3 months after the program ended, we got to do a pop-up shop at Stacked Market. Okay. It was 10 days. And in that 10 days, we really realized, okay, we have the capacity to have a store. We need to focus our energies there. And 7 months later, June, July of 2020, we were in a store. So to answer the question properly, why we decided to go from a brand to a store, we had an opportunity to look at our business and we realized we had a bigger capacity to fill, and brick and mortar was our opportunity because online wasn't pulling the same way. Yeah. Our brand's very lifestyle. People want to touch, feel us, you know? Yeah. Pause. But
the name, Nise brand. Where do y'all come up with the name? What does it stand for?
It's a good question.
It started, so when we did start the brand, we were young. It started as an acronym, so it was Network Integrated by Street Entertainment.
Okay.
And then that kind of changed over the years. Because we were always having to explain ourselves, like, why is it at S instead of a C? Why is it spelled different? So we just were like, let's just call it Nise. That's the name of the brand, and then we just went with it after that.
Which one of y'all got bars? There's one of y'all that used to have that has a recorded song somewhere.
Not me.
I'm saying it's on YouTube somewhere. Say research. Yeah, actually, when I was young, I was lucky enough to be around a lot of creative people. Hence why Brandon was saying our name was Network Integrated by Street Entertainment. Okay. Because we really were that. We were a network of young, ambitious people. We were very driven and, you know, we were visionaries and we kind of predicted a lot of what's going on in Toronto right now.
Yeah, I would say, when we were young, we like what Clips were saying, we were very ambitious and motivated. So like, we were all over the city. There wasn't a lot, like how the city is now, there wasn't any of this stuff. Like even with all the kids and everything that they're doing, back in the day, being a rapper wasn't a thing. You couldn't really be that. People would look at you kind of funny, you know? But now everybody's
not to interrupt you, because they had, I'm not a rapper, I'm just a hustle that could rap.
Exactly.
That was the motto back then.
That's definitely the motto.
So to get back to the question about the bars, I was just lucky enough to always be around really like the top elite people who were a part of shaping Toronto culture. So I would say the youngest rap experience I could remember, I think I was about 14, 15, and it was actually with C4. We were freestyling we have a mutual, his cousin was a really good friend of mine, and we were in PO in the basement freestyling, and after that, friends of mine would kind of know that I love music, so every so often you might just hear me spit something. And when I moved to Mississauga for a bit, in the last year of high school, I met Junior T, Rich Kid, and you know, these guys were obviously who they are now, so you can imagine, what was that, like 2003, 2002? The type of, you know, so sometimes I might be in a cypher, somebody might catch and another friend of mine, I think this was back in like 2009, he was just like, yo, drop something. I was at his house, he put on a beat, and I didn't realize he was really recording me for real. And then that track ended up on YouTube, so.
We met a lot of people early in the city, so it's like we're kind of tied into the hip hop scene.
Yeah. So then, like, even with being tied into the hip hop scene, like, what are your earliest memories of, like, even giving some different rappers some clothes and different rappers, like, and I'm not talking about Toronto rappers, like rappers who are coming into the city, because remember, Toronto's the city that a lot of people come to for concerts.
So the thing is, we were never really trying to push ourselves too much to people outside of Toronto. When we were young, we were really big on, like, bigging up Toronto. So
interesting.
A lot of the names who have and whatnot came into, like Brandon said, into contact with us. So for example, we used to work with Next Element. Whenever they had video shoots, they would call us, we'd bring models. And mind you, we were like 17, 18, and models were older than us, like in 20s. But nonetheless, because of that, we were able to come into contact with guys, Jason, I can't remember his last name, but really close friends with Drake, introduced us to Drake. Drake started getting our stuff. And just by being in the right place, we were hitting a lot of the up and coming, those who are now, running the game.
Guys,
So, we never really tried to reach out to the people who are coming into the city. We were more focused on, like, honing in on who's big in our city and let's show them love, So a lot of the people who are doing stuff can tell you a funny story. And it's actually, that's a whole nother, we're going to do a project where people can tell you their story of how they came into contact with us. But I won't say too much on it yet.
Okay, so we can't get one interesting Toronto story in the early stages of the Nise brand.
There's so many. Like, the thing is, people see us now and they're like, "Oh, you guys are from the back in the day." If you'll probably see it in the comments after, or whatever the case. Like, people in Toronto came up on seeing our brand and never knowing there was a clothing brand that's really a thing.
Right.
And then to see the authenticity in our actual brand itself, it was like, wow, some people don't always say that when they have the opportunity to, but we're saying it for them. And like, the stories are out there. Us giving a story wouldn't be as authentic, and something that we're creating is very much that, where a lot of the faces and talents and creatives from Toronto and abroad that have come in contact with us and have their stories are going to give their testimonial in a very interactive way, and we're going to give that to the world. So we can't tell our story. We have to let the story tell itself, right?
I feel like some of the stories too are personal stories, like people just that we met on a personal level and stuff like that, not necessarily pertaining to the brand or with the clothing.
Too. Yep, we met a lot of people before,
but like
business was necessary.
We used to, before Remix was Remix, we were at IC Visions.
Wow.
Back in at Lakeshore. And we were just the kids hanging
Lakeshore
out.
in Islington.
We weren't really doing anything. We were just hanging out there.
But we would bring a lot of friends there too.
Yeah, definitely. We brought Rich Kid and Junior T there.
Yeah,
back in the day.
We used to record over there.
Definitely.
The Empire guys,
That's where we met.
Some other people there too. I won't say any names today.
I think that's where we met a lot of people actually over at that
legendary spot, yo.
Yeah.
Legendary. Definitely. So you guys have been integrated in the whole Toronto scene from like back in the days to now, right? So let's like expand beyond the clothing line for a second, right? And the brand. What do you guys think of the scene now compared to the way it used to be back in the days, like let's say 10, 15 years ago?
So many things. Like there's great opportunities. We're really happy with where Toronto's at in terms of notoriety. I've been lucky enough to go to the States and have different projects that I was a part of, and to see the recognition, just even saying I'm from Toronto, it holds weight now.
Yeah.
Like when, New York guys come to the city and like, I'm from New York or I'm from wherever, they're kind of a thing. Now when you're from Toronto and you go to these places, people already expect something like, oh, you're out here, you must be. And because of we're all trailblazers. So all the things we're doing are all kind of catching, and it's really good to see what's happening from the city in that regard, beyond just like rappers and the music scene to entertainment scene that's recognized from Toronto. However, there is obviously a downside where there is a lot of light being shined on an aspect of Toronto that's always been there. But we always grew up where in the culture, we didn't glorify certain aspects that were just meant to be on the hush.
Right.
There wasn't like clout chasing. You're not going to go and talk about your business wherever.
Yeah.
Even to people, you're keeping that to yourself. If alleged, you know, whatever the case. But now everything's different. There's no code. And like, I find that, you know, at the same time, because of the exposure and the fact that a lot of these the younger generation, they've been able to do things faster than the older generation. They're not really gonna they're not gonna hear what, like, you guys are old guys, that's why you're complaining. And you know, it's part of, that probably has been happening over the years to whatever degree, but that's the only negative part I would say, is that the focus is on a lot of negative perpetuation. And there's a lot of power here if we were able to, and we've always been big on that, you know, community, as you guys may or may not know, because we don't push it to the forefront, but we really do it, whether it's charitable efforts or, you know, doing things in the community, creating programs and actually being the change we want to see. If more, and that's one of the things that I was inspired in and on and by when I went to the States, is they have a deeper sense of community. Like, whether you're a criminal or you're a mobster or you're a ball player, if you have any type of stature, you're trying to bring up, you know, the youngins, whether it's from your neighborhood, from your city, from your state, but you're invested in that. And I feel like we have a lack of that here, where people are doing things for, like,
I think Toronto still has a lot of growing to do. So like, it's great that we have a lot more opportunities now. That's the best part about it. But what I see, and like even in a lot of interviews and stuff like that, there's like no media training, there's no, and I always tell Clips, I'm not the best speaker, but like, I just feel like you should know whether or not if you're ready for that. You know what I mean? And I just feel like there's a lot of growing. Toronto still has to learn a lot before we can get out there.
Yeah. Even like intertwining the clothing with like the hip hop scene and the music videos and stuff like that. What are the like earlier brands that you started noticing that were like popping up in your favorite hip hop videos that you were like, I could do that shit too? Like,
I mean, the same ones, like we came out 03, but like I said, 2019 is when we said, okay, let's strong arm the place. But 03, I mean, it was like the Fat Farm, Rockaware,
Nise,
a little bit of Sean John. And not all the time it was the brand itself. Sometimes it was who's behind the brand, the imagery, you know, Dipset as a culture, D-Block, Rough Riders, those were all very influential aspects of the culture that influenced, and that were like, you know, we want to be that. We already exemplify aspects of that. In just how we are organically, which I think Brandon was touching on earlier, you know, like some of the people we came in contact with that are part of the culture builders, you know, we met them and we integrated and hung out way before they were in business or we were even deep in business, but there was already authentic values derived from those engagements. Also.
Relationships built.
Exactly. And we're big on relationship, and that's kind of why I feel like we're still here today, you know? We foster that and we take that very serious.
And even like with the music videos and stuff now, right? What are like some of the more notable music videos that you were like, yo, that's my shit in there?
There's a couple.
So I don't know if we should grab it off the camera and pull it. I can show you a piece that was in a notable video.
Yeah.
Kind of recently.
Empress is there. She got the moving cam. You know what I mean? We got cordless mics today. We linked.
So this piece, it's similar. It's not the exact one. The one that we did was matte.
Okay.
So it wasn't shiny. This is the 2.0. But this jacket was actually in Drake's What's Next video.
Okay.
And it was worn by 40. Ooh. Very good friend of ours, and
salute to 40.
He definitely shows love, and you know, we have a really amazing backstory there as well. But yeah, like that's a notable piece that's been in a video. We like to do the Where's Waldo though, you know, you gotta find it. Yeah, there's some nices in a 1-2 video. Like I said, that wasn't something we really pushed hard. We are doing that a lot more now. You're going to start seeing it pop up because we feel like we can funnel it. We have a store. Now you can come here. You can really interact with the brand. When we were younger, we were really in the streets. We were really in places. So we were like a lot of the people somebody might say, oh, I saw somebody in this type of jacket, and we'll know who had it. Because we have that type of interaction with the people that interact with our brand.
Yeah.
To a default, because obviously sometimes you can't be that connected and accessible.
Yeah. And you all known each other from like way back when you were younger and stuff. How do y'all meet?
Met probably in like middle school, I want to say.
Wow.
Pretty much in this neighborhood, you know?
Yeah.
We went to our high schools are down the street.
Nice. So y'all been down from day one, and you know what I'm saying?
Day one.
Yeah.
And that's that was one of the name of one of the stores that we were in, where there were multiple brands back in like 2012.
We could actually say we met over down the street at Dufferin Park. Not to like 10 minutes from here, yeah.
Okay. Dope. The hip hop scene now, who are you guys checking for here in the city? Or like who do you guys think is gonna be like making some real waves in 2022?
2020 for this year?
So it's a layered question. If we're talking about Toronto, right?
Yes.
More or less?
Yes.
There's tiers, right? And we kind of have to recognize that there's tiers. People want to believe they're in a tier that they're not. But what we were talking about this prior. So the top tier, the Drake, the Tory Lanez, and we're actually going to say no polys involved whatsoever.
Yeah.
And like I said, a lot of these relationships came way before whatever you guys know about in the game. But Pressa's reaching in that area as well, where the notoriety is starting to go international, the numbers are hitting, and you seem like you're in the Tory space where Tory was years back and has now claimed his spot. So that would be like, top tier people on their way. Now, if you're talking about there's a lot of other. Now, if we go to the next tier, there's a lot for us to sit here and name, and even a tier below that, I can't.
Mad people.
Because Toronto, that's amazing. Toronto's got that much talent. But there's different criteria. If you say who do we want to listen to, or who reminds us most of the old days, there's a top 2, top 3. And then if we're like, who's your favorite rapper, just based on their image, there's a top 2, top 3.
Right.
So Toronto is very much like Atlanta and New York, where there's so much different types of talent in the city. It really depends what type of person you are and what you want, maybe for that day or whatever the case. But we'll give you that list at another day. That might be a part 2 interview.
I think Clips is going for a politician. He's going for politics later. It's a very, very political answer right there. I didn't hear one name get named.
There's names,
Man.
If you pay
I would say
attention,
this
you'll
year
know.
now, I would say some names like Marley Sways.
Yes.
Okay, salute.
Crook.
Yes.
Triggs.
Yes.
Okay.
Biases, family members. But at the same time, like I said, you're gonna hear who, because if you pay attention, things like the videos we put in our reels, there'll be artists that we either work with or that we check for. We try to be. How do we not mention God Body?
God Body,
salute.
Glaze. There's a lot. They're just gonna keep
even
coming.
Priceless.
Priceless. Yeah.
There's a lot of people in and around us, but we want to be very intentional, and even things like you're gonna see a nice mixtape with people that we check for and check for us. Even somebody like Harvey Stripes. So
Okay.
we could go. Names could go on forever, and then someme's gonna say we forgot a name, but
Yeah. That's usually why I ask these questions. They jump in the
even
comments.
Rich Kid, even Junior T. Because now if Adam Bomb, like the whole Natural Born Strangers, like if we're going for a certain vibe.
Oh, Running Gun.
Running Gun.
Kemi and
and
Bugu, yeah.
Come on. So like we have there's ties, and then obviously we're not gonna lie, like the music's good, so
Yeah.
a lot of names.
Wow. What do you think is Toronto's missing to get to the next level?
It's like I said, they need a bit more time to grow.
We just need to we need to polish up on the business side
I was just
of
about
things.
to say that. We gotta polish.
You gotta
polish
understand, when you go south of the border, you could be from the hood, you could represent all of that, but when you come in the boardroom, you're polished. You know what you want, you know your figures, and that also comes with experience around. So unfortunately, there's a generation that has been able to tap into technology, kind of jump the gun, and they don't need the guidance, they're not waiting for anybody to tell them how to do stuff. They're like, yo, this is working now. things might be changing, you know, with NFTs and a whole bunch of other technologies that are coming in to leverage these platforms in the playing field. But everybody's going to have to educate themselves, and people are going to have to represent when to make that shift and how. And maybe that's when it's going to come, you know, when things change. I'm not hoping for it or praying on it, but otherwise, Toronto really needs to humble itself just a bit, because we're making treadway. We wanted to for so long, so I could understand. We've been trying to bust down that door, and now the door's busting down. But it's like, if we do things properly as a city, and, you know, X talks about it all the time, because I'm sure, you know, X is very community oriented as well.
Yeah.
If like we're taking each other's lives, and these are talented young people who are, you know, the names who you know south of the border are fucking with them, and it's like we're taking these people off the grid. For what? When we as a city, we need this. You know, young people are going to school for journalism to go and write about these artists, and other people are going to school to become engineers to go and, you know, produce for them and to make sure that they have studios to be in. So we need this industry to continue to flourish, but we need to still try to polish ourselves as we go through that journey, so that when these opportunities come, we can really seize them. People could take us more serious, and we're not just like, you know, because I still, even though we're making noise south of the border, we're still looked at as like a overnight, like maybe in a couple years that Toronto thing's gonna die down, you know? So in order for that not to happen, people have to understand, you know, take a note out of other people's pages, humble yourself. You know, a lot of people don't even know what SoCan is because they found a way to get money, and it's like, you don't even have the support now that you're supposed to have as an artist in this industry. So, but you know, we all fall victim to that. There's still things we're learning every day, because sometimes you're hustling so much and pushing forward, you don't always have time to learn. But as a whole, we can take that on our chin too. We all have to continue to be more and more polished. So as we push forward as a culture, we can be taken serious as business, you know, entities, as opposed to just talent, you know? And that's where we need to make that adjustment.
Yeah, man. We over here at the Nice World, Nice Brand, 982 Bloor Street West. We're going to take a quick audio break for our interview that we have of the evening as well, or our second interview that we have of the evening, okay, for the people in the listening audience. But I want to keep you guys for a second for a few more questions, all right? Chill.
What's up, y'all? Make sure you like, comment, and share these videos, and make sure you subscribe right now.
All right, so we're back. And yeah, man, let's get into our second half of our conversation that we're having here, over here at the Nice Brand, at the store over here at, and give me the address again.
982 Bloor Street West.
Okay. Make sure to pop up down here, downtown Toronto. And we're having a conversation off camera about some of the different unique pieces and different things that you guys have in the store, right? And it just like to bring it to like one thing, like what is one of the things that make y'all unique as a brand and some of the pieces that you guys like specialize in?
So most people who don't know us should know us for this reason, but those who do will definitely say, you know, our jackets, our varsity jackets are our prime product, and that's, you know, essentially where we can do the most of our customizing. So I'm just gonna pull out a wild jacket here just to show you the level of creation. So, you know, we merged two different denim jackets, kind of did the red and green, like the Gucci.
That's crazy.
You know, with the chenille, added the, you know, the skull. And this is just like a one little example. I could just start pulling stuff and you'd get my drift, right? You want something more subtle, we got this, the quilted leather, you know, the PVC logo. So even the finishing detail of our logo emblems and stuff like that, you know, we pay attention to detail. And, you know, we were working with things way before, you know, we got the black on black, we got the gold.
That's the classic. That's the classic one.
Yeah, this is a classic piece. We do things like we have the zipper pockets, and everyone says, does it work? Of course it works. We do functional things. We don't just do things for no reason. You know, another remix jacket with the leather. You know, this was a summer joint.
Oh, pull one for this camera over here.
This was like a summer joint, you know. The pattern going down the back. You know, we got the city skyline in there. we were the first guys repping Skyline, promise you. And you know, we do got classic pieces, simpler stuff like this for the ladies, you know, with the finish. So I could go for days, you know. We got a Raptors joint here. This is actually something cool we've been doing. So we've been making cleaner jackets, just like how Gucci does it in YSL, where, you know, we got the nice tag in the corner, got the tag on the inside, but you know, with this, we did the denim on the arms, but it's really clean. So now when you see a jacket, you'll start realizing just by the type of jacket it is.
Hold on, Cliff. Bring out that Raptors one. I think the comment gang needs to see the Raptors,
Raptors one.
Watch the hang on there.
This is the Raptors joint.
Dun, dun. Cheese.
So just a little clean. And this is actually a special blue called Midnight Blue. So little things like that, you know, we got the finish on the zipper. So we had the red to match the emblem. Just clean. This is just a clean, simple, you know?
Wow. This is some impressive shit right here, yo. Yeah, man. I fuck with it, man. I really appreciate the way that you guys have been like staying consistent with it too, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to be able to get to where you guys are now, where you have a whole store, you have multiple like styles and different pieces, right? Okay, so besides the Varsity, what else do you think are like some of your more popular pieces? Like, what do you guys order, or like what styles of things do you guys get that you can't even keep your hands on?
Right now, definitely our tracksuits.
Yeah. So our tracksuits are definitely our most popular item. They have been for the last few years. We usually release 2 tracksuits at a time. And then now we're at like four different styles of tracksuits at one moment.
Okay.
So do expect to see some new tracksuits. One area that we're very thankful is our female support. A lot of our female friends and colleagues come in and they'll, you know, we're a very unisex brand, but they will style the unisex stuff and make it look really good.
Yeah.
Other females are like, yo, I need to get my hands on that too. But this year we are actually going to be making some female items specifically for the ladies, because, you know, we appreciate all the support. And that's one thing we do is we always take feedback and criticism and we put it back into our brand. And, you know, we make sure that we're satisfying the people that are out here keeping us a breath.
Where do y'all think fashion is going next?
That's a good question.
Fashion is going all over, you know. Like I said, with the whole NFT wave and people really starting to take a grasp on how technology is going to leverage what actually happens in the real world.
That's actually a good response. NFTs, yeah.
Fashion is moving into a digital space. And then there's a lot of other things going on in fashion. But with us, we always, that S for the streets is for real. Like, we keep it what we know. Not to say we won't move into spaces and try things, but we still want to master our craft and perfect what we're doing. And that's where we're going, you know?
Hold on a second. And actually, before I say, hold on a second. Digital? You're telling me that people are going to be buying digital fashion, that stuff that you can't like actually put on your back?
I think two things. So, yes, what you just said. So, like in the games that they play, like Fortnite and stuff like that, you'll probably be able to go out and buy different stuff for your characters or your avatars.
A specialized nice skin for your
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's some stuff. If people, you know, some people have OpenSea, different platforms. Sometimes there's rarity. So if you release an item, so for example, let's use our jacket as a sample. So there's some gems for you guys out there. We could have it where, like, you know, it could be that classic one I had pulled out. It's a standard price. We have 1,000 of them, but out of 1,000, there's one that actually comes with the real thing that the person will, you know, it's kind of like a raffle. It's a hat out the back, or even they now get the avatar in the game. Everybody else will just get you know, the mint, the digital mint. So they'll have proof that they have this NFT, but it's just digital. There's no actual avatar. There's no real thing, you know, because some NFTs are like that. Like a lot of the Marvel ones, when they drop, it might be a comic book. And then if you get the one ultra rare, you got the black and white comic, you got the original sketch. And then that's kind of where the hype is. Everybody, it's like a lotto, you know?
I think the second thing that's going to happen too, when it comes to like authenticating stuff with the NFTs is, and I think they already do it with like Montclair and and Canada Gooses. Right now, you can scan your label, the inside label of the jacket, to see if it's real. So what I think that what will happen, they'll just transfer that into an NFT. That tag will be an NFT, and that's how you'll know if your stuff's real or not, right? And it'll be tied to that code. And the next thing I think what they'll do is having digital stores. Where you can, like, your avatar's walking in the store, you choose, try it out.
Like in the metaverse.
And then order it, and it'll come to you, right? I think.
Because your avatar would already be fit to your body size. You know, you put in all your measurements. So now when he goes in the store, it's actually going to fit. So you'll know that's not going to fit. I got to go up a size, right?
Fucking
so when you
crazy.
order it, so clothing is going to move digital eventually, especially if the world is doing what it looks like it's doing. And technology is starting to be incorporated into fashion a lot more. You'll see it a lot in Japan, and you know, they have like the see-through cloaks and all types of stuff. So
I've never seen that.
And even the lights, like they'll have hats where you can put like LEDs throughout.
Digital drip.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen that.
So technology and digital space is where clothing's going, but fashion, because I think that was the actual question. Fashion is a timeless thing. So, you know, when we came out with clothes, it was 4 or 5XL. People were wearing shit down to their knees, right?
Yeah.
That was fashionable because rappers were doing it on TV. NBA players were wearing, like Carmelo and LeBron, all of them when they got signed, they were all in oversized clothes, right? So fashion is a timeless thing where it can go anywhere. Clothing is definitely moving into a digital space, but fashion itself is it's only as far as the creators of its time, you know? And with all the technology and shit, it'll be cool to see where it's going. We don't know. We're gonna push the grain in the way we can, try to make the best clothing possible. You know, focusing on quality and always giving our customers the most value.
Yeah.
But
and repping Toronto.
And repping Toronto and staying community based and being the change we want to see in this world. But outside of that, yeah, it's crazy.
You said a statement in there that really is a recurring thing that I feel like has been said a few times. Being the change that you want to see, right? And I know this city is a crazy city with a lot of different things going on, like the gun violence, wild, out of control, right? And as entrepreneurs, guys who are like, you know, who've been able to like break the cycle and stuff like that, what do you think that we can do so that others can break that cycle and we can like bring down some of the bullshit that's going on out here?
I guess continuing to lead by example.
We need to start being, we need to start doing more reasons for, especially I'm going to say like in the black community, black men, there needs to be more reasons for us to link up and just have positive conversation. Doesn't have to be themed, like doesn't have to be a networking event, because some people, even me, like I'm like, oh shit, I got to put on a suit and tie or whatever, but I might have valuable things to want to say.
Yeah.
Comfortable spaces, safe spaces for people to congregate. And because of what happened with COVID, and then there was a lot of beef and the streets got really hot, it's even harder for that. But until we have like the ability to even just have conversation, one another, you know, check a person and say, yo, cut the fuckery, you should be doing this. And a man say, yo, this is what I do. Like even with crypto, we've done that on our own, created little
groups,
safe spaces wherever, and give people an opportunity to be like, yo, I don't know this thing, I'd love to know more. And whoever has knowledge shares that knowledge, and now people all have their own little portfolios. It doesn't matter how big. They went from not doing something that could help them sustain a better life to doing it. We need to do more of that, lead by example. And you know, there just needs to be humbleness, as I said earlier, because a lot of these young boys have the resources to find out what they need to, but they're not, even if the information presented itself, they're not gonna take it because they're like, I'm already doing good, I don't need to hear anything. So we need to humble ourselves, and those who have something to offer or to present, they should, you know?
Yeah. Yo, listen, man, I really enjoyed having this conversation with y'all, man. I feel like doing stuff like this where, you know, we leave the studio and we have conversations with more than just rappers, but like business owners, entrepreneurs, movers and shakers in the city. It helps to give a bigger spotlight of what's going on in our city, right? It shows that, you know, we have all these different pieces that need to come together to make our scene, not just rappers and DJs, you know what I'm saying? Rappers, DJs, designers, business owners, all these different things need to come together to make this scene that we have out here.
One thing that I will say too, I think we need role players. I think everybody's trying to be like the face or the leader or the boss or CEO, whatever. We need more role players when it comes to the team building. You know what I mean? Everybody's not gonna be the spotlight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, real talk, man. Give the people, like, besides the location of where we're at here, the store here on Bloor Street, right? Your Instagrams, anything where you guys want people to find y'all personally, and then for the business here, all the places where you want the people to come and check y'all out.
For me, it's at Kid Nice on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm at Nice Clips. Our brand page is at Nice Clothing, so that's where you'll see more of our polished stuff that we have for sale. At Nice World is where you kind of just see the lifestyle. So if we're at an event or somebody posts something on their Instagram where we post it on that page, just like our wall of fame, our lifestyle, that kind of gives you more of a in-depth look at our brand from a lifestyle perspective. So at Nice World is where you can find that.
And you could shop for our stuff online on Instagram, Facebook, and at niceworld.com.
Dope. And give the people the address for the store over here again.
982 Bloor Street West.
Okay.
Toronto, Ontario.
Okay. Yeah, man. Big respect to Brandon and Clips from the Nice World store, the Nice brand. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for, having me over here at the store to be able to have this conversation with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And big respect to the people who are in the viewing audience and the listening audience right now. Special episode here. Big up to Gutsy Guts. Big up to Gucci. Big up to Empress behind the camera holding me down. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to like, subscribe, all that good shit. Episode 265 in the vault. We Love Hip Hop podcast. I'm off this. Deuces. Chill.
All right, thank you.
Glad y'all made it to the end of this video. And if you like this video right here, we got a couple more for y'all to choose from right here. And make sure to like and subscribe, okay? And make sure to share this video to a friend and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the We Love Hip Hop Network is the leading network in Canada. Cheer!